Hey, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well this evening. Um, Working lately and trying to get some better content out there for my business, and I thought that I'd also start doing a few more things personally. Put some content on Facebook and maybe even YouTube. Not sure how far this will go or what I'll do with it, but I at least wanted to kind of do some stuff that kind of explains to people who I am and what I do and what I'm about. And so I thought I'd start tonight with a video just kind of explaining some of the things that I've experienced in my life over the last 2 decades. Just a quick outline of me. You guys who know me have been friends with me for years, and my family, and some of you who have met me more recently know that I'm a happily married man to a beautiful, loving wife. Couldn't be more blessed than I am. I got 3 awesome kids, 3 boys. They're just fantastic. Again, just super blessed to have my wife and kids in my life. And because of some of the things I'll tell you about here shortly, I don't take them for granted, and I know that every day is is just a blessing, because I quite frankly feel like I'm on borrowed time. Not because of anything that I might be experiencing in the future, but just because of the experiences I've had in the past, and they show me how precious and short life really is. So for those of you who don't know, I've been in 2 motor vehicle accidents in my life. The first one was in 2006. I was a passenger in a motor vehicle. And I was we were hit on the door on my side of the vehicle, and I was pinned, trapped into the vehicle. The door closed across my legs, and I was trapped in there and in and out of consciousness, and had to be extricated by EMS and firefighters and then transported to the hospital. Just tore a bunch of stuff up in my midsection. Broke my hip, broke the ball and socket joint on the right side just got shattered. Just had all kinds of stuff. My wife could tell you from memory what all happened and what I went through, but I couldn't even tell you all the things that got broken and messed up. But spent a couple weeks in the hospital, had to learn how to walk again. Months and months of recovery. Very difficult and humiliating and humbling process that I had to go through to get back to what I would consider to be normal life. But I was able to recover from that, got well again, and had our first son shortly after that. And then as life progressed, we go up to 2016, which is where I had the second motor vehicle accident that I've been involved in. I was a driver in this one, driving a Mack Granite roll-off truck. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a commercial trash vehicle that hauls 40-yard containers on the back and can weigh 80,000 pounds or less. So I was down in the Orangeburg County area, driving that one evening, close to quitting time, and was helping a buddy of mine run his business and kind of managing and mechanicking and doing lots of different things, wearing a couple different hats. And anyway, apparently fell asleep in that particular incident, and went through an intersection where I had a stop sign and did not stop, and struck another vehicle, rolled the truck that I was in upside down. Severe facial injuries, some brain trauma, contusions on my lungs, just a pretty bad deal. Had to be extricated out of that one as well, and I'll share some pictures of both of those vehicles just so you guys can get an idea. But got cut out of that one. They threw me in a helicopter and airlifted me out of Orangeburg County, pretty close to I-95 and 26, down there near that intersection, just to the northeast of that intersection. Got airlifted out of there, flew me up to Richland Memorial, and put me into into the hospital there, and probably the worst of the two accidents. They you know, didn't expect me to live through that one. They told my wife that they didn't think I would make it. So anyway, I guess I'm kind of summarizing these two events in my life just to talk a little bit about how they affect me and who I am. You know, I was raised by loving parents, just a fantastic mom and dad, fantastic grandparents. I would say that I had a strong upbringing, very, you know, Christian-based life. Believe in God, believe in His Son, being the only way to salvation for me personally. And aside from that, just had a good upbringing. My father, you know, was very fair but very stern, very strict, and I'm thankful for that. And both of my grandfathers, likewise, you know, very good examples, strict but fair. And also spent a lot of time with my one of my uncles, my mom's brother. Learned a lot of skills from him, building construction, and he also was like the rest of the male figures in my life. He was firm but fair. So I was raised by, you know, a bunch of men who knew how to work hard, knew how to work outside, didn't put up with any nonsense, and that's just how I was raised, and fell right in line with that. That's how I've raised my boys. I'm sure I'm softer on them than my influencers were on me, but I do still expect a lot out of my three boys, and they know that. And I think that there's something to be said for being raised that way. Change of venue, guys. Anyway, so the way you're raised, I think, definitely shapes and molds who you become as a person and how you act as you grow older and interact with those around you. And I think for me personally, I've always, you know, compartmentalized the things that I've been through and tried to push them to the side and just get back to work and move forward. But I think it's important to realize that we can all suffer through things, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, you know, whatever we go through in life. For me, two pretty bad car accidents that could have easily claimed my life either time. The loss of a brother who was far too young, the loss of a grandfather that I was very close to, the loss of a sister that I'm old enough to remember that happening. You know, all these things shape and mold who we are. And for me, I think I'm at a point in my life where I've decided that I'm not going to push them to the side and try to live out the rest of my life, you know, by being tough. Although I do feel like I have, you know, what eroded in my life through those experiences, I do feel like I have, through God's grace and through just, you know, dealing with them head on as much as possible. I do feel like I've worked my way back to the man that I was before a lot of this stuff happened. But I think it's tough, and I think we compartmentalize things, especially those of us who are raised tough and want to be tough. And I think it's important for somebody like me to, you know, get on here and talk and just tell people that, you know, it's okay to open up. It's okay to be humble and express humility through experiences that we've had in our lives. And, you know, even if my kids are the only ones who get something out of this, then it was worth it for me. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that and just kind of share those experiences. I know I told you guys I would show you a couple pictures of the two accidents. So this first one will be the car that I was a passenger in. And let's show that right here. And then the second one will be the truck that I was actually driving when I was at work. This is the one that I had to get airlifted out of. I'll show you a couple quick pictures of that and just kind of the condition I was in after this accident. So as you can see, both of those were pretty exciting events that I went through, and you know, I just wanted to kind of share share how that changed who I was. I mean, even the physical aspect of it, I know that I had, had really, no health issues at all, and I still really don't. I mean, considering what I've been through, I feel pretty good. I've got some back pain and some shoulder pain, and obviously those of you who know me and talk to me daily know that I've had, I had almost perfect teeth. I was actually in braces in 2016 just to close a little bit gap that I had on one of my teeth when that second accident happened with the truck, and just destroyed my mouth, broke my jaw multiple places, ripped the bone out of the bottom of my mouth. And I don't know, I think we had to go through 4 or 5 like facial reconstruction surgeries, and even to this day I'm still getting implants and teeth replaced, and just 180 degrees from what awesome dental health I enjoyed in the first 2/3 of my life. But regardless, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So that's just it just shows you that you can either choose to waller in what happens to you, and I think it's okay to do that for a short period of time, but at some point you got to pick yourself up and move on. But you can't compartmentalize what you go through. You got to learn how to deal with it. You got to learn how to understand that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. I know that's kind of cliche, but that's, quite frankly, that's a big part of what this video for me is about. Just kind of telling you guys that it's okay sometimes in life to go through things that don't make sense. One of the sayings, and some of you guys aren't gonna, some of you ladies and gentlemen won't agree with this, and that's okay, but one of the sayings that I dislike the most is, well, everything happens for a reason. And while I do believe in God and I do believe in his son, I don't believe in the fact that everything happens for a reason. I think part of us having free will in our lives and the ability to choose and make choices kind of predetermines that sometimes things just don't work out on this earth in the way we think it should. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it was a bad thing in the sense of, it affects our place in eternity or in the afterlife. But I do think that sometimes bad things happen to good people, and sometimes good things happen to bad people, but we're just all here to experience this together. So, but just don't be afraid to open up about your experiences. Don't be afraid to be humble and to learn from the things that you go through in life. That may change you physically, mentally, emotionally. You may have to deal with things every day. You may feel like you're fighting demons. You may feel like you're never going to get to the other side. But I think that it's important that we're open about our feelings. And for me, it's just how I happen to choose to decide to start this social media adventure that I'm on. And like I said, primarily I use social media to grow my business. I've been in business now for 21 years. You guys know me. I've done a host of things. I've flown Learjets. I've operated excavators, tractors, run a business for 21 years. I still consider myself to be a master carpenter. That is the trade my family is a part of, and my father's an engineer. I've learned so much from him, and my grandfather's and my uncle, and all the stuff that I went through earlier. So I am very blessed to have lived a life to this point, and to have the skill sets that I have, and the abilities and the things that I have, and the family that I have, the people who are surrounding me. The folks that I work with on a daily basis are just some of the best people anybody could ever ask for to be around. So I consider myself blessed and lucky. And sorry, I know this video probably went a little bit long, but I just wanted to just share what was on my heart with you guys, and hope you enjoy it, and you guys can look for some more content from me in the near future. Have a great night, and thanks to all of you.